Hi, welcome to Fitness Works video series. My name's Lucy. I'm one of the physios who works in the NCA in occupational health. This video aims more at our colleagues who are non-desk based or on their feet more during their shifts. It's to help you prevent those aches and pains in your lower back, or if you already have some discomfort, to help get rid of it. It's okay to feel a little bit of discomfort when doing the exercises, but you shouldn't feel any sharp pains. If you have any concerns, stop and consult a professional.
This first exercise is called book openers. So lie on your side with your arms outstretched on the floor in front of you. Your lower leg should be straight and in line with the rest of your body. Your upper leg should be bent in front of you with both the hip and knee at 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lift your top arm up from the floor towards the ceiling. Make sure you switch sides in the middle. You follow the movement with your head. You continue to move the arm up and over to the floor on the other side. Allow your upper body and head to follow the movement. As you breathe out, lift the arm back and return it to lie on top of the other arm. Take a deep breath in and then repeat. The next exercise is a glute stretch. So the start position for this one is lying on the back with the legs bent and the feet flat on the floor. Lift one leg and cross that ankle over the opposite knee. Reach between the legs and grasp the back of the knee and pull both legs in towards the chest. Hold for about 15 seconds and do a couple on each side. So change position to do the other side and just hold that one for around 10 or 15 seconds as comfortable. Okay, so the next exercise is the extended child's pose to prone extensions. So kneel on the floor, then slide your arms out in front of you and let your chest push down towards the floor. Try to get your bottom onto your heels. From here, use your bottom muscles to move forward over your hands and let your hips drop down to the floor, whilst pushing your chest up away from the floor. You can go between these two movements as comfortable. The next exercise is called the cat-cow stretch. Start on your hands and knees with your back in a neutral position. Arch your back, lifting your head up and pushing your tailbone out, making a dish with your spine. Hold that position. Next, bend your back by tucking your head and tailbone in and pulling your belly button in towards your spine, making a curve through your back. Hold this position at either end and just keep repeating that as comfortable. Okay, we'll move into standing for the next exercise. Now it's a hip mobility combination, so you're going to step out to the side and bend the leg, feeling a stretch through the inner thigh of the extended leg. Next, turn this into a prisoner stretch by dropping the back knee down to the floor and pushing your hips forward with your hands behind the head as you lean into the bent leg. Feel the stretch in the front of the back hip. Finally, go into a pigeon stretch by tucking the front leg underneath you and sitting down to stretch through the buttock muscles. Hold these for a few seconds each, and then repeat the same combination on the other side. So start again with the side lunge. Then turn this into a forward lunge or prisoner stretch. And then turn this into the pigeon stretch. Again, only pushing as far as comfortable and holding a few seconds each. We're now going to move into some exercises to build strength in the areas you need to bend, push, pull and lift effectively. It's okay to do these even if you're experiencing some mild discomfort. Just remember, don't push into sharp pains. There will be easier and more challenging versions of most exercises, so make sure you work at the right level for you. So we'll move on to squats. So just bending the knees, taking the hips backwards and the chest forwards. If you find this a bit hard, you can use a wall for support. So we call this the wall squats. Just sliding down a wall and then squeeze your buttock muscles as you come back up. If you found the squats too easy, you could add weight. So you would just hold an equal weight in both hands and do the same movement, just to make that a little bit harder. Okay, the next exercise is lunging. So you can start just with a small movement in the lunge, just using your body weight to start with, going forwards and pushing back. As you get more comfortable, you can go deeper into the range with a larger step. And just keep alternating the side. If you did find this too easy, you could add weight. Once again, just holding a weight in each hand and performing the lunge as comfortable. The next exercise is called a bridge. So you're going to move down onto the floor. You're going to have your knees bent and your feet flat, and you're going to lift your bottom off the floor using the bum muscles to squeeze. Hold it a few seconds and then lower down. Nice and controlled. If you find this too easy, you can do a marching version of the bridge. So you'd lift your hips up, make sure you keep your hips nice and level, really squeeze those bum muscles, and just take alternate legs off the floor. And then we're going to move on to some upper back and shoulder exercises next. We're going to start with the low row. So you're going to take a bar with weight or just an unweighted bar if you prefer, or you can use band if you have that. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull the arms back, bending from the elbows. Control the movement as you return to the start and pull up. Keep your core strong throughout this exercise and the back straight. Okay, the next exercise is called the plank row. So you're going to get into a press-up position. You can hold some small weights if that's okay with you. Keep a straight line from your head to your feet. Lift the arm up and down, moving your elbow towards the ceiling. You can drop to your knees if it's too hard to hold the full plank position. Keep that tummy pulled in and the back nice and straight, and switch arm after a few repetitions. Then we'll move on to some press-ups. The next exercise is press-ups. So if you can manage a full press-up like this, that's great. Keep that tummy nice and tight and the back straight. If you need to drop down to your knees, called a 3/4 press-up, that's another good variation as well. Other variations are to do it in 4-point kneeling, so to go in a box press-up. And the other option would be to stand up and do this holding onto a wall or a table. Keep your elbows close to your side and your shoulder blades pulled back and your chest nice and open. The next exercises, so we've got a bit of a twist or twist and resist movements. So we're going to start with a lunge with a medicine ball. So you're going to hold the medicine ball in front of you, or any weight that you've got, and you're going to lunge forward, and as if you're passing it into a twist position, pass it each way, come back to the middle, and then step back. You can vary the weight, you can do it without a weight if you prefer, and just keep repeating sides as comfortable. Then we'll move on to a plank variation. So you're going to start in a high plank position. If comfortable, you can move between the high plank and the side plank, twisting onto your side, holding it a second or two, and then coming back to the front, changing position and side each time. You can repeat this as comfortable, or if you prefer to hold these positions for a bit longer, that's fine as well. Then we'll move on to the Copenhagen exercise next. So this Copenhagen exercise is for the inner hip muscles. So you're going to use a chair or something of a similar height. You're going to have your top leg on the chair, and then you're going to go into a side plank position, and you're lifting that bottom leg up to the chair and back down. This is quite a difficult exercise. If you need to drop your hips to the floor, you can as well, and lift that bottom leg just from that position. And then make sure you do both sides. So you should feel this on the inner thigh muscles. And then we'll move on to rotation with resistance. So once again, you can use anything that's got a little bit of weight to it, a medicine ball or a dumbbell. You're going to kneel and take a weight in diagonal pattern, up and across, and down and across. And you should almost feel this all through that core, through the stomach muscles, keeping nice and strong through those hips. And then you're going to switch sides to make sure you're keeping everything even. Try and keep relaxed through those shoulders. Keep breathing with each repetition. And then we'll move on to what we call the Warrior 3 pose. Take a big step back with one foot, toes turned out slightly, and keep your hips facing forwards over your front foot. Bend your front knee, lift the back leg, and forming a straight line from your hands via your legs to your feet. Keep your shoulder blades down and keep your head between your arms, looking in front of you. Hold that for a few seconds, and then you can switch to do that on the other side. And then we'll move on to our last exercise, which is the windmill. So we'll start in a wide stance with the arms stretched out to the side, move into a semi-squat position, and then rotate the hips and trunk to reach the arm towards the opposite foot. Stay balanced with slightly more weight on the side that you're reaching to. Keep the head and the chest up and aligned. And keep repeating to each side as comfortable. And that's the end of this exercise session. Well done, thanks for joining us.